Okay, let us cover the remaining part. So here what happened, so it is giving error. Why? Because the method in the type school is not applicable for the arguments. Okay, school is what? Your class name. So school dot, you want to call this method as a class name. Okay, but that moment if you want to call, okay, you need to pass the values here. Okay, what are the values? Suppose 4 comma string type of data. String means what? Any string you can keep, any string Suman, okay, Suman, that is okay. Okay, now but still it is giving, okay, it is still giving error. School jet. Okay, that moment, okay, that moment if you want to access this method as a static method, you need to declare this as a, you need to write the static keyword, otherwise you can't. Okay, okay, now what, this object method you want to call it. Okay, you do one thing, whether you are getting, see, try, it is executed, means you have that method accessed as a class static method, and accessed as a class method also. Class method, and Sumam is what? Your, this is Rahul. Okay, Rahul and 5. So you have this value of x5 and Rahul. These two are put in what? In your method. So you have called them as a object method. Okay, and these two values are passed for your static method. So you have both work. At that moment you need to add one keyword, that is static. Otherwise, until unless you don't want to add static word, so it is not possible to call this method as a static method. There is that this method, jet method, as a static method. If you remove this static keyword, only you can access this object method. So if you want to access this as a class method with the class name, then you need to add static keyword. That is very important. So now you come down. Next is what? How much of this time is left here? It is not started. Where is that? Okay, it is running. Okay, now you come here. Okay, okay, next word. Okay, so this method, it is a class, means your user defined method. Why user defined method? So many built-in methods are there in Java, part of so so many packages Java has. Within that package, so many classes are there, and the classes has some attributes and methods. So they are called built-in methods and built-in classes. Here I have defined user defined method. This is user defined class. Within this, my attributes are class variable. These are user defined. All are user defined. So one more thing I want to clarify, that this keyword, suppose if these variables are different, suppose if it is x, so this variable is suppose y. If y means what? Y. Okay, local variables and class variables are different. That moment you need not to write this keyword. Okay, okay, so that moment you simply you need to say x is equal to y, so that will be executed, no any problem. Okay, x is equal to y. So here no need of this keyword. Suppose your local string variable is equal to name, but if you change this as somewhat name num, you change is somewhat num. So now both are different, means your class variable and your local variable different. That moment you need to say num is equal to, num is what your class variable, num is equal to name. Then no need to define write that this keyword. Okay, what is that? It is executed or not? Num is equal to name. Num is equal to name. Num is x is equal to y. X is equal to y int string name. Num is equal to string num is equal to name. So it is to be executed. Why it is not executed? Java 29. What is the error here? Java 29 object.name. Okay, you are here you are calling class variable string num. So you need to change here you need to change it as num. That's why it is giving error. Okay, now it is okay. Now it will be executed. Okay, so everything is okay. So that is the story. Nowadays whatever I have discussed many things under the constructor part. Okay, under the constructor part, that is what one class school I have declared within these two variables, class variables x and string, declared to update them their initial values, as I told you that x is equal to 0 and num is equal to string is equal to null. Okay, that is how we can get them get the values by your constructor. This constructor will, default constructor will give that values. Okay, so if okay, initial value I have told you that is what 0 and null. So once you want to update them, constructor initial first role is that to initialize the class variables. Initialize means setup. So x is not assigned in it is not assigned with any value. Its default value is 0. So that will be initialized, started by this default constructor. So once you have passed the values, if you want to update, once you have passed these values here as an argument, these will not be updated. But that moment you need to, if you want to update, here you need to create the main constructor. So within that you need to pass the same class variables as a local variables. You need to pass here. If they are both local variables and class variables are same, then you need to write this keyword here. If the class variables, local variables are different, no need to use this keyword. Okay, so now I have kept both are different. Now come down here, one one method, initially it was declared as a public method. Okay, so once the public method is there, that can be accessed by with the object name. Here I have called this as object name. Within this method I need to pass the arguments. Okay, for these parameters, values, parameters declared here, index, string name. So for them I have passed the arguments here. So then these printout statements will be printed out, because whenever you call this method, so whatever the statements kept under this get method, okay, they will be printed out. So that method can be called as an object method. Object method, different names, it has public method, instance method, all are equal. So this is cool. I have called that method as a class name, so that is called static method. Static. Static method. Okay, so that moment if you want to access this as a static method, so you need to add this static keyword. Otherwise this method can be accessed as a only object method. Okay, I think this is enough for this class.